What was it like for you to go back to Poland?
Oh, that was very exciting to me because initially I just went to visit. I just wanted to go where my parents were born. But I remember when I said to my mother that I was thinking of going to Poland, she said, "What for?" Because she thinks of it as an anti-Semitic place, which it was when she was there. And her reaction was, "Why would you go to Poland?" And then somebody said to me, "Are you going to try to find some records of your family while you're there?" So I said, it didn't occur to me. My parents left in 1913. My father earlier, who's going to know or anything. But she put that seed in my mind. So I made up my mind to try to find some records of my family. So when the tour group was going to Auschwitz, I took a day off and I hired a driver to take me to Piltz. I hired Christine, I think her name was, a Polish translator, and a car, and we went off to Piltz. So before I went, somebody had told me that the priest has records of all the people who lived there, the birth and death, whatever he has. Oh, and before that also, we went to Krakow. There's a Jewish center there run by non-Jews. And the head of it, his last name was Russick. And I said I was looking about my family. He said I should go see the mayor. I said, "The mayor? How do I come to a mayor?" And he said, "Go see the mayor." So when we got into Piltz, Christina and me and the driver, we were driving along looking for that priest, the church. And I didn't see it, but all of a sudden I saw bibliothek, which I know means library. So I said to the driver and to Christina, I said, "Let's go in there because I'm a writer. Let's go into the library." So this is cute, and you read it in my book. So I took a few steps, and Christina says, "You can't go anymore." I said, "Why not?" There was a sign there that said the library opens at 10 a.m. And now it was maybe 9. She said, "You can't go." I said, "Are you kidding?" I said, "That sign is not for me." And I kept going when all of a sudden an upper window opened and a woman stuck her head out, a woman about 40. So I said, "Oh my God, she's going to tell me I can't. It's not open now." And I told her I'm here from America. I want to look up about my family. And she said, "Come in." She was welcoming. So we went in. I spent about an hour with that woman. I just loved her. And we bonded immediately. First of all, she was thrilled that I came back to Piltz. It meant a lot to her that I came back. And when my parents were in Piltz, it's in my book, I think there were about 2,500 Jews there or something. There wasn't a one left, not a one in Piltz, which in Polish is called Pilitza. And then she went to look up in books if she could find out anything about my parents. She could not. But she said to me, "The priest is right down the street. She'll walk down with me." So then she said to me, she made a call, and she said to me that I should go to the mayor's office because there's an office of births, marriages, and deaths. So I thought, how interesting that Russick had told me, Joachim Russick had told me to go to the mayor's office, and I was going to go. So she walked with me down the street, and the priest was sitting on a bench in front of the church. So I said, I heard that he has the records of everybody who lived in Piltz. He says, "That's right. He has records of every Catholic person who ever lived in Piltz." I said, "Well, goodbye and good luck," right? So then we went to the mayor's office. The mayor was out. I saw him later on as I was leaving. He was coming in. But we went to the office of marriage, births, and deaths. So there's and before this, I had written to every Polish organization trying to find some records about my parents, and I was told that all the records were destroyed in the war. There's nothing left. So I come in, there's this sturdy woman sitting behind the desk, very not particularly friendly, not charming, nothing. So I said to her, "I'm here looking for information about my family." I said, "But I don't really know any names." I threw a couple of names at her, like Dumbik, my mother's maiden name, and a couple of other names that I knew, but didn't have much in the way of names. And didn't know when my mother was born. I knew about my father. I knew about my father and my mother. So here she had all these books, all these records, which they told me there was nothing left. All these records. She pulls down one book. Nothing was in it. She pulls down the second book. 1892 was the second book. And she opens it up, and she says, "Here it is." I thought, oh my God. It was one of those moments. She had my mother's birth certificate. She had her parents' names, their age. They were about 40 at the time. And she says to me, "Would you like a copy?" It was $5. She ran off a copy for me. And then it was incredible. I just couldn't, when she said, "Here it is," I just didn't know what to do. And then I went up to the mayor's office. He wasn't there at the time, but his secretary was there, and she gave me a beautiful, a glossy booklet about Piltz. It was very nice for me to be back where my parents were born, and where I went to. There was a cemetery in Piltz, which I told you I have a book about it, but I also went to that cemetery. You couldn't even believe, the driver said I should go to the cemetery. He takes me to this neglected place with a sign on the floor, and I didn't want to go in. I said, "This is not a cemetery." He said, "Yes, it is." I said, "This is not a cemetery. It's a neglected thing. There's nothing here." And it was a cemetery, and I went there and walked around. When I came out, I saw on that sign, which was on the ground, was a Jewish star. And the reason there's a book about it, which I have, is that people realized that the Jewish cemeteries all over Poland were going to be forgotten, neglected. So a couple of men who weren't Jewish decided they were going to make a book with the gravestones and everything from every Jewish Polish cemetery in Poland. And they started with Piltz, and that's the only one they did.